You ever have the...
What is that?
I'm doing my old man clear the throat, getting ready to talk thing, you know?
Do they do that?
Wetting my jowls.
I've never met an old man before.
You ever have the Fruity Pebbles Rice Krispie treats?
Yeah, you gave me one.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, they're so delicious.
Vinny dispenses those things like fucking tickets,
I
yo.
have them in my car. I have them in my house. I used to have some in my locker at work.
You get a locker at work?
Yeah.
Man,
It's like it's more like a little cubby, but it is a
Yeah,
locker.
it's like the size of Jason's head.
that's nice.
Yeah. You could perfectly cut off Jason's head and stick it in that locker.
Dude, like those cool mailboxes you were talking about earlier.
Yeah? Yeah, some mailboxes I gotta like crack the code. I gotta put like my stethoscope up to it, listening for the ticks. Man, I always wanted to like open a safe using a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Was that ever like one of you guys' fantasies?
Yeah. I've watched a lot of cartoons and TV shows.
Yeah.
That's all I ever thought about.
I don't know. Is it possible? Can you even?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because the reason why people do it is so they can hear the clicks.
Yeah.
No,
It has to be real.
yeah, no.
How do
yeah.
you know which direction to go?
You just you
just
don't.
know.
You just turn it the way you would turn, you know, I don't know what
A
you call it,
dial?
a dial.
Yeah.
And then you listen for the clicks with the stethoscope. And then that's how you know what numbers are the ones to.
No. You know a lot about this. Have you ever... Yeah,
let's
yeah.
Let's
Come
change
on.
the subject. Let's change the subject, guys.
Yeah. We're going to have to talk about that later.
Welcome to the Off the Shelf podcast. My name is Josh.
I'm Vinny.
I'm not an escaped criminal. I'm Jason.
What was even that?
I don't know.
What is that a reference? To
No,
something?
I was just thinking about how fucking stethoscopes work.
Okay.
No prior reference or anything.
All right. That's good enough. What are we talking about?
Oh, man.
Stethoscopes.
I mean, I know.
Well, yeah, we were
This is-
talking about...
This is one of those times where I actually know
I
what we're talking about.
Why don't you tell everybody what
Today
we're talking about?
I'm gonna.
Okay, cool.
Don't interrupt me.
Sorry.
Hurry up. Fuck.
Today we're talking about the Black Adam movie,
Yeah,
which we just saw.
we did. We just got back.
Who's in this movie?
Oh, man, it's
Dwayne.
starring Dwayne.
Yes, Mr. Dwayne.
Did it come out today or was it like yesterday?
It came out today.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Opening night, baby.
Should I like super produce this and get it out tonight?
You have
No.
to.
Would that interrupt? Are we doing it after Halloween stuff?
Maybe.
Okay.
I think we should let, because we're going to fully spoil the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe let a few days go by. So Black Adam is the newest DC/Warner Brothers film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Pierce Brosnan, a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna list the two.
I don't know everybody's name.
Wow,
in the movie.
man.
There's Noah Centineo. He's Adam Smasher.
Yeah. What do you think about him?
Um,
Isn't he like a TikTok star?
he might be. He's famous with the younger crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did okay.
Yeah. Should we go down the line?
Let's
Give our opinions on the movie.
let's just jump in. Whoever's got thoughts on it.
All right, Jason, you first.
About
Yeah,
Adam
okay.
Smasher in general or just...
No, like the whole movie.
The whole
Oh, the whole
movie.
movie? Oh, yeah, no. I thought the whole movie was pretty dope. It was cool seeing the characters we got to see.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, we've never really seen Dr. Fate in, like, live footage or, you know,
Yeah.
obviously any of these
In a
characters
movie.
in a movie or live footage before.
Yeah.
He's never been in an animated movie.
He's been-
Well,
he's
yes,
been
but not in
animated,
a
so-
live action film.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought everyone looked really cool. Like, I thought the costume designs were, like,
yeah.
really, really
And they
cool.
actually had costumes.
I know.
on.
I gotta say, DC really kills it with the costumes.
Yeah.
Like they actually make tangible suits.
Like, I
that
get
look
it
good.
for certain things, like Dr. Fate's helmet is all reflective metal, so
Yeah.
obviously that has to be animated.
But he had a real helmet for, like, a handful of scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was a physical helmet he was holding, which means that in props there is an awesome helmet that
Yeah.
someone got to take home. Like,
Same thing for Hawkman. Like,
doubt they got to take it
dude,
home, right?
okay, if I was one of the prop handlers or someone on that set, I'm like, I'm getting one of them fucking helmets. I'm not leaving
Pierce
that set.
Brosnan.
Dude, I'm not leaving that set without a helmet, yo. That thing looked too cool.
Yeah, your union would have to fight for you on that one, I think.
Dude, they can come find me when I'm like doing like hand magic when
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Fate.
Summoning. What is he even? Does he summon, or he just has
So like he kind of
like the mirror
manifests
magic?
like Ankhs, like and just
Onks?
beats the shit out of yeah, Onks. They're you know that symbol he had where it kind of like a cross, but there's like a little hoop on top. It's called an Ankh.
Okay.
I mean, I'm probably pronouncing that a little wrong, but
It's an Egyptian symbol.
yeah. It's like I think that the symbol of fate for like it's his whole you know it's a whole
He's
symbol of
Dr. Fate, yeah.
It's whole thing, but a lot of his magic just kind of revolves around him manifesting those, and like sometimes he'll shoot lasers, sometimes he'll smack the shit out of you with them, or sometimes he'll be like
he'll multiply himself,
like you saw.
Yeah. I like that he did different stuff throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't just one spell
one
he
trick pony.
resorted to.
I thought like how it looked like glass
Yeah.
was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
They did like the mirror dimension thing better than Doctor Strange.
I thought, you know, I thought all the like mirror looking stuff and like glass looking stuff really reflected well like with their helmet choice, because in the comics the helmet is just kind of like it's just straight up yellow with like eyes on it, but in this it was more like a reflective gold surface without eyes, so I felt like it kind of like I don't know, it kind of went hand in hand with how the magic looked.
Is it based on like a Roman helmet? It looks like a centurion's helmet.
The helmet itself, there's no like direct like, oh, this was Jack's helmet that we styled after. No, I think it's just like, okay, this is the helmet we decided to make. Because it looks cool.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
It wasn't like Naboo.
Yeah,
did he make the helmet
that's what I was
himself?
wondering.
That I don't know specifically.
Okay.
If it
I'll
was
have to look
based.
more into it.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go and say they just made a cool helmet. Like
Sure,
And it's not based in any like Egyptian mythology or anything.
I don't think so. I think it's just a cool helmet.
It's still cool. Yeah.
So I want to say again, we're gonna spoil the entire movie.
Yeah.
By the way.
We spoil everything all the time.
I know we always spoil everything, but so like the plot of the movie is Black Adam, played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is awakened, and he's been in prison for like 5,000 years. He's awakened in his homeland of Kahndaq, and he sees that it is being tormented by Intergang and other government people that might come in, and he wants to save it or rule it, and the Justice Society are brought in to handle that problem. And that's pretty much the plot.
They do kind
end.
of.
The end, yeah. I really liked a lot of the stuff in the movie. I think overall it is a pretty enjoyable, fun, very action-packed movie.
Yeah.
I think it's just like one action scene after another,
Yeah.
which is kind of epic.
It's epic when it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hold off on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like some positives first about the movie.
For just a comment on the plot, it definitely followed the hero's journey like beat for beat.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem.
No, like every movie does
It's
it.
like a confirmed success in storytelling,
Yeah.
right?
They I was thinking about this. They straight up cut out the scene where he punched the jet wings, like the reverse Iron Man scene. That was in the trailer. I was like,
I was thinking about that too. There's a scene where he just murders 2 pilots.
you know,
I mean, he does.
I mean, he murders a lot of people. I want to say Black Adam really feels powerful.
Oh, yeah.
In the movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Like,
one of the highlights for me.
he
is, like,
feels unstoppable.
yeah.
And
Like,
that's cool.
like I'm sorry if you're a Hawkman fan, but this movie is like pretty much 2 straight hours of Hawkman getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah. It's like 2 straight hours of everyone who's not Dwayne getting their ass handed to them.
Which is cool.
It's very
Fun.
cool.
It's like what you would want a Superman movie to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that I feel like that's why this movie worked really well, because I feel like they didn't try and like dress this movie up like it was anything else but like, you know, a straight up superhero movie.
Yeah, straight up just action. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Lots of explosions.
Like
Yeah.
they didn't try and like, oh, here are these plot twists. Here are these like
Yeah.
deep underlying profound thoughts. Nah, Dwayne's back. he's angry and we're gonna deal with that.
Yeah. So like if you go into this movie not expecting like a Oscar winning like story driven film, even though there is a story going on, then I think you're gonna definitely have a really fun time with
Yeah.
it.
I actually enjoyed this. I thought the story was good.
I know,
It had stakes to it,
I
which is
heard-
something I haven't seen in a superhero movie for a long time. So it's
Yeah.
nice to see like something actually matters about it.
I like the people of Kahndaq.
Yeah.
How they like fight at the end with Black Adam and the Justice Society, even though once again like the city is completely destroyed, and everyone's like yippee! Yay!
Well, I like how you get two perspectives of it too. Like how he's a hero to them, but a villain to the
Justice
heroes.
Society.
Yeah.
Man, some of those people were like just straight up closing their eyes sometimes, because for the most part, Black Adam was doing good, but like he straight up like tossed a guy through like one of their banks. Like,
oh yeah,
like straight up, I watched him do like way more harm than good. Everyone's like, whoa!
Yeah, but it's a revolution.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But if the revolution involved like a guy getting thrown straight through my couch and TV, I'd be like, come on.
We can't fight the power without me not being able to watch Scrubs. Come on.
Like, what will I do after the revolution? I can't watch Scrubs. You threw General Capital through my fucking TV.
So Intergang is in the movie, and that's like the government force that's attacking Kahndaq.
Yeah.
And they're in the comics.
They didn't really explain Intergang. They're here, they're assholes.
Yeah.
They did enough. I don't think we need like the exact backstory, but we just know that they came in and they took over.
Mm-hmm. They kind of change up Intergang a little bit. Usually they're just like bank robbers. Like they're just like a shitty gang who puts on like giant mech suits and
really?
steals shit.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Here they were going for more of like a governmental force that's actually like fucking up the city, which I think works way better for the movie.
Right, because why is Black Adam going to fight, like,
exactly, yeah,
a couple guys in a suit?
Yeah. Movie would be over.
Yeah.
I also really like the Justice Society.
I didn't know that the Justice Society...
the anxiety.
Woo! The Justice Anxiety. I didn't know the Justice Society even was a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was... I mean, I knew it was a thing, but I thought it was just the older superheroes before the Justice League.
Yeah.
I didn't know they still did stuff during the Justice League, too.
Mm-hmm.
The Justice Society do a good job of just being a team with a nice rotation of characters. Like it's always a steady flow of like, okay, this is that guy's granddaughter, this is this person. Yeah. It's no one too crazy, Mm-hmm. It usually like it's like a stay in the family type of superhero group.
It's like
passed down from generation to generation.
And then when your character's like Hawkman, you just like reincarnate. There was no mention of Hawkwoman, which I think was kind of interesting. And there was no mention of any other members of the Justice Society. And part of me is like, man, I would have loved to see Jay Garrick or Wildcat. But then another part of me is like, I feel like the four we got, the movie handled them pretty well. And if there were too many members, then some would just be left by the wayside.
Yeah.
Like, they did a good job just choosing four interesting characters to put on the team.
Because, like, at the end of the day, it's a Black Adam movie.
Yeah.
You can't draw away too much time to be like, oh, this is this character, and they do this, and this is their backstory.
Yeah, I like that. I like that we got some of Storm and Ant-Man's, like, relationship. What are their names? It's Atom Smasher.
Cyclone and Atom Smasher.
I like that they had their own thing going on, but it wasn't the focus. It was, like, a deep B plot, even a C plot.
I think all the JSA members had like good banter with each other.
Yeah,
like
it felt like they have been a team.
Yeah, or like Atom Smasher's like the newest one on the team, and I like his relationship with Hawkman. Hawkman's like, after this we're gonna talk. I really liked Hawkman in this movie. I thought he was fun.
I think he did great.
He's very serious,
and his suit looks cool.
It does.
Like his wings look like actual metal wings.
I know. I like how they flow.
Yeah, like, and they like bump into things when he walks. It's cool.
And he had like a legit prop helmet, because like there were scenes where I saw him land and I'd see the helmet shake with him land. Like, oh, hold on, that move. That he's actually wearing a helmet. Like, oh shit.
They did what you're supposed to do. Like you make the prop helmet, but like how his helmet kind of like on him.
The Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what you use the CGI for. You use the CGI for the helmet, like, coming on him.
Then he's moving around, but...
You just get the guy in an actual helmet. And it just looks better.
was like halfway through the movie. I like Dr. Fate. I think he looks really cool.
Me too.
And I recognized him, but I was like, man, what is this character's name? So I leaned over to Vinny. I was like, hey, what's that guy's name? And you're like, Dr. Fate. And then the moment you said it on screen, they were like, oh, Dr. Fate. I was like, I just waited. And I looked like an idiot in front of Vinny, my crush.
There's a lot of comedy in the movie, and I think
Not a lot,
but it's good.
Yeah, it's not overbearing.
No.
But when it does happen, it lands, I think.
I really like the brother character to the I don't know any other names. But there's also human characters in this movie that aren't like super powerful. There's his mother and her son and her brother. And the brother I thought was so funny. Like, a little stupid. But I think it worked.
But he wasn't stupid in like a brain dead kind of way. Like he was still a character.
Mm-hmm.
He
wasn't there just for comic relief.
No, like he actually did stuff in the movie.
Yeah, he made like 2 jokes.
Yeah, and then he sung a lot, or he sang a lot.
That's funny. I like. It's a funny detail, especially because he mentions in the beginning that he just broke up with his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
I like the kid. I thought the kid was good.
Yeah. I like that he was the mentor character to Black Adam.
Yeah.
It's a nice little like role reversal that you don't see often.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cute.
It was. I think. Okay, how do you guys feel about Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Black Adam?
As an actor, I've never really loved him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what has he been in? Jumanji, right?
And
I mean, he's been in a lot.
Tooth Fairy,
Jungle Cruise.
Yeah. So for me going into it, I was not expecting to like him, but he did a really good job. I think personally, I think he nailed it.
Yeah.
I thought I thought Dwayne.
Dwayne.
I thought he did a very good portrayal of Black Adam. I thought it was really cool. I thought. I don't know. It's really simple as that. I thought he portrayed the character really well.
He did the cute like fish out of water thing without it being as like annoying as like Drax.
Yeah.
You know?
There were a lot of like moments where I was like, oh, they're doing Drax but a little better. You know. I thought Mr. The Rock was pretty good in the movie.
Yeah. Mr. The Rock.
I think some of his dialogue was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, some of the dialogue was a little like one-liner.
Yeah, but I feel like it makes sense for his character. Like in the flow of the movie, it works. But there were dozens of times in the movie where he was gonna say something, and I was like, I know what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't even think right now. But during the movie, he'd go to like someone would say, "Oh, you can't kill people," and I'm like, he's gonna say this certain line, and then he says it, and I'm like, oh, I wrote this script. But I thought he did good. I think his costume looks great. At the end of the movie, he gets a little more of a different costume. It's still the same, but just a little touched up, more gold.
It looks like he took his costume to the cleaners.
Yes,
because like
dusted off.
Like throughout the movie, like the little lightning bolt looks rusted and shit, and like his little just mesh part was just all dirty. And then he comes in and he's like, my gold's all polished, cleaned up my little lightning bolt.
And he has his cape.
Yeah. I don't know.
He didn't have a cape until...
I dig him without the cape. I think he looks like sleeker without the cape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be like the foil for Shazam, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's not necessary, but as a reflection.
I get it. And it was even bad. It's just, I don't know. I think he looks cooler with just straight up just like bodysuit just beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, I agree. I wish he had the pointy ears. But
man, I liked that.
I like that he did.
Like the first suit, like the suit, like that, his son had on that he wore for a minute.
Like the loincloth.
Loincloth, and like the lightning bolt was more or less like kind of like a necklace. I thought that looked cool.
I thought it did look sick.
I would have liked to have seen like some of his son's like feats as like a champion, because like I know they had to like kind of
move on a little bit,
move his plot along quick.
Yeah.
But, I thought it would have been cool to see like what he did, or like just what he did. Things he may have dealt with back then.
So, what were some things about the movie that you didn't like?
There was my biggest gripe about this movie, and it's really not even that big of a deal, but to me it is as a viewer. It's like something that I just can't stop thinking about, and that is that every single scene, there's not a second without music.
There is a lot of
always-
music.
Always something, and it's not always just like
The score.
the
It's like,
score. They'll play like a song, but just like first 10 seconds of the song, and then it
Yeah.
stops. So, like, why would you even put it in there?
Sometimes it played, sometimes it didn't. Like sometimes, like remember in the fight scene where they shifted the song to I forget what it was, but they shifted the music
yeah.
to something prior that they were referring to.
Yeah.
And I felt like it flowed
The
nicely.
Paint It Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, they painted it black. But I get what you were saying. There were a lot of scenes where it was just like start tossing music in there for no reason.
Yeah, it'd be a scene where you're like, this could have no music at
Yeah,
all,
and it'd
it would
probably
work
hit harder.
because
Yeah.
it's like I don't know, it just kind of decreases the emotion of the moment when it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
when in like the very beginning when the Smashing Pumpkins
yeah.
song comes on, it's like the world is a vampire. That kind of took me out of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, really?
It's like this intense scene of him like killing an entire army.
And also, they had it backdropped against the kids skating in the rain.
Yeah.
Like, what better to put like that song against than like, oh, the kids skating in the rain? Like, really?
It's like, this is edgy.
Yeah,
It's like every
It's like some
commercial
early
from the early 2000s. Yeah.
yeah.
This kind of feels like not exactly on par with like Daredevil from 2003, but this kind of does feel like an older comic book movie. Probably
Yeah.
because it was in the works for like 15 years.
But with the CGI of today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Thank-
for
Yeah.
except for Sabic, which
Yeah.
leads into I think the one general complaint we all had.
Yeah.
Sabic looked like really bad. And it's crazy because like everything else looked really good.
I feel
And then
like
Sabic showed up. I was like, ugh.
yeah, I feel like they just spent all their budget on like Hawkman and Cyclone and everything, and then they're like,
Black
oh
Adam.
god, yeah, and Black Adam, and they're like, oh god, we forgot we have a third act villain.
Yeah.
And one of like I didn't really like Sabak or Sabic
Yeah.
at all. I think his
kinda whack.
design is cool, but the CGI wasn't very good,
Even
and
the voice acting stuff.
the voice acting was really bad for
Yeah, it was rough.
him. I also
Which is disappointing because up until that point it was pretty solid.
yeah. Like I feel like they did what they did with Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four reboot, where he just shows up in the very last, just for a final fight scene.
Just to get obliterated.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
I didn't like Sabic.
It was a shame. Because I thought he looked cool. I thought he was
Yeah.
going to be cooler. And I was like, oh, okay. When's Sabic going to show up? And then, like you said, he showed up in the last 15 minutes. Like, ugh.
I mean, I
Yeah.
knew he was going to in the last because that's the entire story arc for the Black Adam.
Yeah.
Is that he has to go to the jail to get released again because that's his rebirth.
Exactly.
So it makes sense why they did it, but I don't know if it really works pacing wise.
I think I would rather if Sabic wasn't in the movie at all. Like my problem with all these villain movies is that
They're not the villain.
they're not never the like Black Adam's the villain until he teams up with the other guys.
Yeah.
That's not really what I wanted.
Yeah, it goes.
I understand it, you know.
You have to.
But like after this movie, in my head, I'm like, he's kind of a good guy now, kind of. Why is he gonna fight Shazam?
Superman.
But then
Well-
Superman shows up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he
I-
he has this turn where he goes from a threat to the world to being the hero of this little town, and they're like,
and like
okay.
I get it, he's just the hero of this place.
Yeah.
So if people invade, he's gonna fuck them up. Which is like, yeah, okay, there's a plot right there.
Yeah.
Shazam wanders into Kahndaq. But then again, why would Shazam go to Kahndaq?
And then, but like in the very end, the after credits scene, Amanda Waller's like, "Yo, Black Adam, stay your ass over there. If you leave, we're gonna have problems." And Black Adam's like, "No, if I want to leave, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not how this works." And she was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna call Superman."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do it." And yeah.
Henry Cavill was like, here I am.
Henry Cavill shows up. He says, "Your mama," and,
Yeah.
and then it says the end.
Yeah, that's how it went. I loved seeing Henry Cavill again.
He looked awesome.
He did. His suit looked more vibrant and just better all around.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do another. We're gonna show him from the neck down. Bullshit.
know.
So I was like, come on, please come out of that smoke. They actually came out of the smoke. I was like, yes, Yes.
Yeah.
The man himself. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I always
It's
forget.
okay. I like that most of the movie is just Injustice, the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Black Adam.
Just like heroes fighting each other.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But like that's what you go for superhero movies for.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like if you're going to watch a superhero movie and you expect anything else but like people in costumes and powers beating each other up, what did you go to watch?
No, I
Yeah.
have no problem with it. I think that they did well making the heroes feel strong.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah,
Especially
giving
Black
weight
Adam.
to them.
Mm-hmm. Like their scene that it's also kind of violent, not like gory, but in the
Yeah.
beginning when he's like killing, like obliterating those soldiers, turning them into skeletons, ripping off arms, that's cool. Like I kind of expected it because the trailers kind of showed that a little bit, but
I didn't expect it to go that like
I
far
know.
in. Like in the trailer, they show him like melt the guy, but like he
Yeah.
really melted
He really
the guy in
melted
the movie.
the
And
guy.
then, like you said, later he grabs the guy by his arm and he literally like wings him around and beats
Yeah.
other guys with them, and then eventually he just flies off and his arm is left in
yeah,
Black Adam's hand. You're like, damn.
he's ruthless in this movie.
So there's something I don't quite understand
Yeah.
about like the beginning of the final chapter, and that is that they had the body of the bad guy. What's his name?
Savick.
Yeah, Sabek. He was like in their ship, right?
Yeah,
Why didn't they drop him off with Black Adam
I think they
and
did.
the crown too? They kept the crown.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they kept the body because they're like, I don't know, like I think they're transporting the body, and then that's when all that shit happened. Like I don't
Yeah.
think they really had time to like, we're gonna drop the body off at the prison, because they did it with the actor. They dropped him off, and then they. Actually, no.
You don't think the prison has like a dumpster for bodies? Come on.
I don't know. Maybe that's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Also, when they bring Black Adam to the prison and he's in like the stasis thing, they show more of them.
Oh, there's like
There's like a
hundreds,
lot
yeah.
of them with other, and you can see people in them.
That was one of my problems too. They Task Force X Special Black's like, oh, maybe we'll get some quick little Easter eggs, some
Yeah.
characters. Nope.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't care that there weren't Easter eggs of them.
Harcourt's there, and if you
Yeah.
watch Peacemaker
Peacemaker.
and Suicide Squad, you're like, oh, yo, Harcourt. And yeah, Harcourt's cool, but we're going to Task Force X's hideout.
Yeah.
You're like, I kind of wanted to see something. Or
Yeah.
at least
Like
hear
King
someone's
Shark.
name. Like, maybe Killer
Yeah.
Croc's over there or something. I don't know.
They got
Like-
like an extra big tank for King Shark.
Yeah, like Black Adam just walks past it or something.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for Easter eggs. Like I love when they
Yeah.
toss like little like nods to other characters in there. But I feel like more recent superhero movies have been so lacking with little nods to other characters.
I really want to know who else does Amanda Waller have in those stasis too?
Yeah.
Because there was like hundreds of them. Who are they?
I feel like it's just kind of like a prison for like anyone that they have to deal with. I feel like for any like miscellaneous Suicide Squad villain that's
Yeah, but like
not,
who?
not big enough to be a threat to the Justice League, but big enough of a threat to be a problem for Task Force X. Like, oh, we'll
Fair
toss
enough.
them in the icebox.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Into the freezer.
Leftovers. I think there's a lot of good action scenes in the movie too. Like even though Savick didn't look very good, I think his fight with Hawkman and Dr. Fate was cool.
Yeah. I like when he got ripped apart.
Yeah, that was pretty epic.
Got turned to string cheese.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Fantastic.
Any other thoughts on the movie? Good or bad?
I thought with Dr. Fate, I really liked a lot of things they did with him, but the one thing I really wasn't a huge fan of is that they kind of made it really easy for him to take on and off his helmet. And to expand upon that, they really didn't touch into the aspect at all about anything to do with the real, like, Dr. Fate. And I get it. Like I said earlier, it's a Black Adam movie. They didn't have time to really do anything with other characters. But they even go as far as to say with Cyclone, like, oh, when he wears the
Yeah.
helmet, he's possessed.
But they don't really
But
show
they don't
that.
really show that, and they never really, even when he's like wearing the helmet and speaking, you don't get the impression he's not a possessed impression. Like he's straight
Yeah.
up just like speaking as like Kent Nelson. When in the comics, when he puts on the helmet, he is essentially puts on
He's
the
like the
helmet
body.
and he kind of clicks out like
Yeah.
this like spirit god whatever
Naboo.
called Naboo kind of like plugs in and kind of controls the body. He is like the god of order.
Yeah.
And so that's what Dr. Fate is. He's
Mm-hmm.
the god of order. And he's like, and Kent Nelson's just kind of like
the host.
the a literal
Yeah.
host for it. And so in the movie, they kind of make it more or less like, he's just like channeling the power.
Mm-hmm.
And to drop back to the helmet, like when you take off the helmet, it's more or less like Naboo straight up wants the body. Like he doesn't want to give it back to Kent Nelson. It's more or less like Kent Nelson's like, please, please Naboo. And it's like, okay, fine, you can have your body back, Kent Nelson.
You know,
and,
sorry.
No, I just finished the thought.
Like thinking back when they first introduced Dr. Fate when he's driving in the car, or well, he's not driving, but someone's driving him. He's in the back seat, and he's kind of like clutching his head, and then he like touches the helmet, like he makes the helmet appear, and he kind of touches it, almost like it is speaking to him or like tormenting him in a way. But that's kind of all you get.
Yeah.
You don't get more with that, and I feel like another not problem because it is a Black Adam movie. You know, you don't have time to dive into all 4 of the other characters.
But now I'm interested.
But now I'm interested, and like they could do a JSA movie where they do introduce other characters and expand upon these ones. Bring Hawkgirl in.
I would absolutely watch a JSA movie.
Too.
Like you will absolutely have me in the theaters if they make a JSA movie.
Yeah.
Because you know what, JSA.
If they make out, is that what you said?
I'd go if they make out.
Only if Dwayne was there.
Dwayne, he's gonna email me and be like, "What the fuck are you talking to me?
How dare you
talking
first
about?
name so
My name is
casually."
Rock. My name is The Rock, bro."
Isn't he like dissociating from that?
Is he?
I thought so. Doesn't he just go by Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, sorry, Dwayne.
I'm sorry, Dwayne. I didn't mean to be so rude.
Man, I called him Mr. The Rock.
Can you smell what the Dwayne is cooking?
Man, Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he's like trying to whip DC into shape a little bit.
Is it his doing?
Kind of.
Huh.
He's like the only one that kind of gives a shit right now. He's like, no, we need a universe. Like, I've been trying to make this Black Adam movie for 15 years, and
He personally has?
Yeah.
yeah,
Huh.
it wasn't like they were making one and they're like, let's cast Dwayne.
Oh, really?
No, he's been pushing for it.
Oh, that's cool.
for
Okay.
like the longest time. And now that the movie's out, he's like, no, like I wanted Henry Cavill in the movie. I want him to get a sequel. I want a universe where things are cohesive and make sense with each other.
You know, and I hope that he manages to get some headway. Like I would love to see a good DC universe, because you know what, true, I will always say I'm more of a DC fan than I am like Marvel or anything else, and I would really like to see a nice fleshed out universe for all the characters I like.
Me too.
Before we started this podcast, not this episode, but just the podcast in general, I cared way more about Marvel than I did DC, which is still, you know, the smallest amount.
Yeah.
But now I way prefer DC movies and characters in general. So, do you know if Dwayne The Rock Johnson got a producer credit in
Probably.
this movie?
I can't imagine that he didn't.
Because I wasn't really watching the credits.
No. I'm pretty sure he probably did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, he definitely deserved it.
Yeah.
Because, like, this, whether people like this movie or not, this is his movie. You know, like, he's been wanting to make this. And I think he made the movie he set out to make.
Yeah.
A fun, entertaining, action-packed superhero movie. And I think it works. I like it a lot.
I think it's a step in the right direction for sure.
I think it's one of the better superhero movies I've seen. Like, I didn't walk out of it like, ugh, like it did for
Exhausted,
Thor
yeah.
or Doctor Strange or like even the Marvel TV shows.
Where
like,
you walk out of your house and go, oh.
yeah. Like, I walked out of this one, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I want to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson come back.
It was very enjoyable to watch. Like, I
It was.
am the worst moviegoer. And I enjoyed it. There were moments where I chuckled out loud.
Yeah. Like,
And I was, like, shocked and impressed throughout the movie.
I don't think there were any moments where I laughed for a bad reason.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe one when Sabek first appeared, and I was like, oh, God. But, like, the comedy in the movie worked for me. I think pretty much everything worked for me except for the Sabek stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
So you would recommend this movie?
I
you
would.
think?
Absolutely.
I'd give it a Kevin Lev. Oh my god. I think I'd give it
Josh's gun falls out.
a. Yeah, sorry. Let me pick up
On
my
set.
Glock.
Dwayne the Glock Johnson.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
He's little Uzi's brother. I would certainly give this a Kevin Levin
I'd also give it a Kevin Levin.
out of Ben 10, of course.
Yeah. What would you give it?
I would have to agree. I have to give it a Kevin 11.
I think
Perfect.
it deserves it. Yeah.
Me too. I think it's, besides The Batman, I think it's probably one of the better DC movies that I've seen. Maybe, I don't know.
There were moments where it felt like the dark. You know when he's getting out of the stasis tank?
Yeah.
He's just fighting guys without his powers?
Yeah.
That felt to me like the Dark Knight.
Yeah, I like that scene.
Yeah.
I like that scene, but it's intercut with Hawkman and Dr. Fate fighting Sabek. So
Yeah.
it's like real fight cut to CGI fight back and forth, and that CGI fight really just.
Well, if you think
Took
about
a
it,
bit of a
the
back
Dwayne
seat.
fight CGI too, because they make him look way smaller
Well,
than he
that's
actually is.
that's true, but there's not like lightning and shit flying
Yeah,
everywhere.
but that's not. I don't know. That could have been even just camera technique for the most part.
Man, there's no way they made Dwayne.
They definitely made him a lot smaller.
They
Like-
definitely did.
Yeah.
But
Like-
I'm saying, like, not for all of it.
Yeah, like for good, like there's techniques you
Yeah.
could use to change a person's appearance.
Yeah, they
in
do
film.
it. They do it to make
Tom Cruise
Tom
taller.
Cruise taller.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and they definitely did, but like he goes from like ripped to like
To like me.
almost like a like,
But like just even though he is CGI to look like skinnier,
it wasn't even done badly. Either.
no, it
like
looked good.
Like I felt like his head meshed like nicely with the rest of the body, which is
Yeah.
usually where you see the problem with like the neck,
Like
shoulder area.
Captain America.
Yeah. But like just the whole he's a human fighting normal people and then
I don't know-
demon monster battle.
I don't know exactly why they didn't shoot him.
They did.
Towards
Not
the end
really.
they did.
I mean,
They shot him like the leg.
they shot him in the shoulder and the back and stuff a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
It was towards the end, so he was
Yeah.
kind of just like,
And then he jumped into the water.
But he didn't like bleed into the water. Maybe that's why I'm confused
Huh.
because there was no blood in the water.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay. It was too cold.
It was.
It was under ice.
Yeah.
ice.
No. But yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Kevin Levin all around. Look
Yeah,
at
yeah.
us.
Look at
we
us, we're-
finally agree.
We're unanimous.
Yeah.
The council has decreed that this movie deserves a Kevin Levin. So you
And
guys should see it if you want to.
Every Oscar.
We could wait for it to come out on HBO.
It'll probably be
probably
out
out
in
soon.
a week.
Yeah.
Like a
They've
month.
been pumping them out so.
Oh, yeah.
quickly.
Join us next time when we review the White Adam movie.
No.
It's a little more controversial.